Thank you for joining us on this independent off-tube studio commentary of the second semi-final of the 2026 World Cup. We're in Atlanta, Georgia. England taking on Argentina. The old rivalry has been rekindled in this huge arena, in this huge match. And, of course, the prize for the winner is a place against Spain in the World Cup final on Sunday. And our referee, Ismail Elfath, is just about ready to get the game underway. Just needs the final confirmation from our TV director. But it should be a great game. Two sides that have struggled in defence, ironically. So hopefully we will see a few goals. It may be a little bit nervy, but it might also get quite feisty as well. We'll see how the game plays out. It's myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz, and Barlow taking the action side. We're excited for this one, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a real occasion, isn't it? You know, it's sort of tantalising prospect that we perhaps looked at when we examined the bracket 4 weeks ago now. Could it happen in the semi-final? Well, it has. Both these teams have got here, you know, probably not playing the best football, but they're there. And, you know, both teams have shown they can dig in and win when it matters, and they'll have to do that tonight.
They certainly will. We are underway now. The ball going back towards the goalkeeper. England pressing here at the edge of the area as Emi Martinez just taking a second longer to roll that ball out towards Paredes. England pressing, and they're winning a throw inside Argentinian territory almost immediately. But as you said, neither side perhaps are getting to their top level. But then I don't think anyone expected Spain to come out and sort of play like classic Barca for most of the 90 minutes against what was a disappointing France side. But you've got to say Spain absolutely delivered on the night, and it's going to be down to one of these sides to do the same this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think England are going to need to keep the ball well. Argentina are probably not going to want to give it away either, because they lack a little bit of pace in certain areas, and I think, with Messi probably not doing a massive defensive shift tonight, it's going to be important that when they do get the ball, they keep it for long spells and frustrate England. But we've seen England get on the ball in this first minute and keep the ball well.
Absolutely. It may well be that Thomas Tuchel wants his side to start positively, getting an early setting an early marker, maybe even getting an early goal. But Bellingham's having to drop a little bit deeper. He just gets a bit of a push in the back as well. We've seen that a couple of times already inside the first 90 seconds. There was a little push in the back from Alexis McAllister as Elliot Anderson was trying to play the ball away, and now Jude Bellingham just had a little shove there from Paredes. It's like in the old days where the fullback used to just steam into the winger inside the first couple of minutes. It's almost like the Argentines are just letting those England players know that they're there.
Yeah, there's been a lot in the Argentine media this week about Jude Bellingham's shoulder scar. He was pictured, and the scar was on full view. Of course, we saw him holding his shoulder awkwardly after being sent to the deck against Norway, and I think maybe Paredes was just testing to see if that shoulder's all right by giving a playful shove on the affected arm.
Absolutely, yeah, we can certainly expect some shenanigans from the Argentinian players, particularly if they're going to be struggling to get on the ball. They are going to do what they can to try and derail England's progress. But it's Lisandro Martinez now on the left-hand side playing that ball towards Tagliafico. Ball deflected out, and it is a throw. Just to remind you very quickly of the 2-11s, Jordan Pickford in goal for England, a back four of Reece James, John Stones, Mark Gahey and Jed Spence. Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson are the holder midfielders, with Morgan Rogers, Jude Bellingham and Anthony Gordon as the attacking midfield three, playing behind Harry Kane. For Argentina, Emi Martinez in goal. Then it's a back four of Nahuel Molina, Christian Romero, Lisandro Martinez and Nicolas Tagliafico. Forward midfielder Giuliano Simeone, Leandro Paredes, Alexis McAllister and Enzo Fernandez, with Julian Alvarez and Lionel Messi as the two up front. Another strong challenge there in midfield, and it's a head injury here for Elliot Anderson, and the referee's going to have to get a little bit of a handle on this, because it's one thing to have a little bit of a start and a little bit of physicality, but already there's a little bit of pushing and shoving, players coming together. Jude Bellingham's responded, and England have got to be careful, because this to me seems like a tactic from Argentina.
Yeah, absolutely. Elliot Anderson, the ball had gone, and he's been clouted around the back of the neck with what appeared to be a forearm. Jude Bellingham then made the point to the referee as he walked past. The referee had given the free kick. Jude Bellingham saying, let's have a bit more than just a free kick here. And the Argentinians reacted as a man, all crowding around Jude Bellingham, trying to get him wound up and get him sent off. But look at this. I mean, it's a poor challenge.
It is. I mean, he's sort of he's leading with the arm, isn't he? And we can see as Messi's trying to turn, Anderson going after the ball. The referee did see that, and he's just having a quick word with Enzo Fernandez now. Jordan Pickford trying to eavesdrop what is being said. But we'll have to just keep an eye on this, because, as I say, if Argentina don't get a lot of the ball, they're going to do what they can just to try and derail England. And Jude Bellingham making that elbow gesture to the referee again.
Yeah, Enzo Fernandez got a bit of beef with Jude Bellingham, of course, because he wants to play for Real Madrid and they won't sign him.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. And so now we're getting word, of course, Xabi Alonso in his first press conferences for Chelsea saying he wants Enzo Fernandez to stay. So that dream move to Madrid may just be put on ice for the time being. But 4 minutes into this game in Atlanta, England with pretty much all of the ball so far, but it has all been in midfield, not really been able to make any progress. The ball back with Pickford, and then Stones finding Anderson here in midfield. Declan Rice over on the right-hand side, being closed down by Alvarez. And as you mentioned, there isn't much pace in this Argentinian side, maybe in certain areas, but if England give the ball away, that's still going to be very costly.
Yeah, I mean, England were just toying with Alvarez there. You know, Messi's just stood on, almost on the same blade of grass, not moving,
Well, here comes Jed Spence, though. He's ridden 2 challenges, getting all the way to the edge of the area. Just needed that one more touch to try and get a cross in. Now there's a bit of pressing here from England right in the corner as Argentina desperately trying to clear their lines. And eventually Molina, left-footed clearance up towards the halfway line where Gahey will track that. He'll get there ahead of Messi, and it goes all the way back to Pickford.
Yeah, I mean, Alvarez is going to have to do a lot of work tonight if he's going to try and press the England midfielders like he was there with no help from Messi at all. He was running doggies, sort of 10, 15-yard doggies between the 2 players and not getting close enough to close them down as then just moments later there's a good chance for Jed Spence to get in the box.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, Reece James has lost the ball over on the right-hand side for England, and it was McAllister that capitalised, but his pass towards Alvarez is just played away, and England now back in possession. Not the best ball out, though, from Elliot Anderson. Just rushed it a little bit trying to find Jude Bellingham. And it's out for a throw to Argentina on their left-hand side, but their first thought is to go a long way back. Morgan Rogers pressing, as indeed is Anthony Gordon, all the way towards Emi Martinez. But Argentina stay in possession, and it's Tottenham's Christian Romero on the ball now, down the right-hand side towards Molina. Molina being blocked here by Bellingham, but then Bellingham allows Simeone to get in just ahead of him. That's great work, though, from Jed Spence. Almost on the deck there, he's still able to get the ball away. Then maybe he just dwelt on it a little bit too long, but now Elliot Anderson doing really well there, and England really having to show some physicality.
Yeah, I mean, the first 3 free kicks have all gone England's way from fouls from Argentina players. There was some stat knocking around this week that there's 1 yellow card for every 22 fouls by an Argentinian player at this World Cup. There's 1 yellow card for every 7 fouls by an English player at the World Cup. Are they making different fouls, or are they being refereed in different ways? We'll find that out. But that's 3 down, 19 to go before Argentina get the first yellow card.
Absolutely. Well, I would say it's probably a little bit from column A and from column B. I think that Argentina can be quite smart in terms of some of their fouls. It is a tactic, of course, within football to use your yellow cards to try and slow down the opposition, but that's a good long ball to pick out Morgan Rogers, and he gets away from Tagliafico, puts a cross into the 6-yard box, and it's Alexis McAllister back inside his own penalty area, blocking that ball, and England have the first corner.
Yeah, that's what England wants to see. Positivity from Rogers in this position on the right-hand side. They quickly got the ball out to him. He was one-on-one with Tagliafico, and he had no hesitation in dropping a shoulder, getting outside his man, trying to whip a ball into the near post.
England now with this corner kick from the right-hand side, and Declan Rice standing over this one. It is going to be an outswinger. There's plenty of pushing and shoving just at the edge of the area. Not too many players inside, in fact no England players inside the 6-yard box now, but you can imagine there's going to be a run towards that area just as soon as Rice puts this ball. It mainly everyone just at the edge of the box for the time being. Plenty of pushing and shoving as always, but here comes the ball from Rice, lifted with a bit of height. There's 2 players down inside the box. Referee says play on. It's then hoisted up at the edge of the area. Simeone with the header away, but the ball doesn't get through to Messi. Gahey then trying to win that ball back for England, but it's a raised boot, says the referee, and it's a free kick to Argentina. Yeah,
he was committed to the going in with his feet there, but the Argentinian player stuck his head in and wins a good free kick for them. They were trying to break out from the defensive corner, and we've just seen a replay of the collision, the 2 players that went to deck there. I mean, I don't think it really favoured either of them, to be honest, but it seemed like
well, they were both holding on to each other, but I always think in that situation, if the defender's not even once looking to see where the ball is, all he's looking to do is get the opposition player away from the ball. It doesn't look great for him, but Molina now with a quick pass back towards Martinez, and Emi Martinez having to really rush that pass because Gordon was closing him down. He does get it away towards Lisandro Martinez. Tagliafico now into Alexis McAllister, and as Tagliafico tries to turn, he gets bumped off the ball, and that will be a free kick to Argentina.
Yeah, it was a really tight marking from Reece James there, and Tagliafico just used his body well to shield it, and then tried to emphasise the contact. I think there was some contact there, but he really emphasised it to win that free kick.
He did, and Argentina taking the free kick short. 8.5 minutes on the clock, unofficial independent off-tube studio commentary from the second semi-final. England 0-0 with Argentina. England making the better strides inside the first few minutes in terms of trying to get on the ball, but no real progress in terms of testing Emi Martinez. The only set piece of the game was dealt with fairly quickly by Argentina, and they've been in possession since with Christian Romero. Now a ball on the halfway line. Alvarez's pass is blocked as he was trying to pick out Simeone. He then bumps in towards Elliot Anderson. I think Elliot Anderson might be a good early candidate for most foul player of the night.
Yeah, he's made a strong start to the game. He's really anticipating where the Argentinian midfielders are moving to. He's picking up the right one. He's blocking off their passing lanes. He's made a nice pass through to Bellingham.
As Kane trying to turn away from Paredes, but he gets dispossessed. It's McAllister now trying to fight. And there's going to be a free kick here to Argentina. Just a bit too much contact there on Enzo Fernandez. And a chance now for Argentina to restart play. So you can see Gianni Infantino. There's no surprise to see him in the VIP area, and Arsene Wenger sat just behind him.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be lots of shots of the crowd and the celebrities, if you like. Or they're just football executives, football dignitaries, aren't they? But I think there's going to be a lot of famous faces in the crowd. Ticket price is huge. Demand to watch this game absolutely through the roof, to be honest. And of course we've got a roof on the stadium as well.
We do have a roof on the stadium, and also there's some areas where the fans aren't necessarily set. I'll come back to that in a second, because England have got a chance down the left-hand side. Anthony Gordon was almost chasing a lost cause there, really, down the left. It wasn't really a pass to him, it was more just a long clearance down the left-hand side. He did get a ball into the box, but it was always too close to Emi Martinez.
I mean, it's going to feel like a walk in the park for England, this, isn't it? After playing at altitude in Mexico City, then playing in 44-degree heat and humidity, relative heat and humidity in Miami. Now they come to an air-conditioned, cool stadium with a roof on. It'll feel like, just so much easier.
It will feel so much easier, absolutely. Although one of the other issues when they were playing at the Azteca, of course, was they were playing up against the host nation, so there was a huge crowd advantage in favour of Mexico. In this game, of course, they are playing against Argentina. There are supposed to be a lot of Argentinian fans in the crowd this evening, and we are hearing as well that there are some sections where the fans aren't necessarily segregated, because of course you can just buy tickets from third-party sites. But now here come England through the middle. Elliot Anderson brought down as an argument that he might have been fouled, and then Jude Bellingham, he's getting into a little bit of a tangle here, and he's got to be careful. Look at that Argentinian bench. I mean, it was Morgan Rogers coming across. Elliot Anderson, actually, I think he was probably due a foul. Rogers then coming in, and there was a shove there as well from Morgan Rogers, and the referee's got to get some order now.
Yeah, I think the referee is probably thinking about issuing a yellow card just to try and calm proceedings, but I think that window may have gone. Initially, there's a good tackle, I think a decent tackle by Fernandez on Anderson. Then as he gets up, Anderson won't let go of Fernandez, so he's stopping him from joining in the play as Argentina were trying to break. And then we see another foul by Bellingham, and the Argentinian going down. Then the bench cleared, trying to get to the referee's attention, and he's just got to get a lid on it. But I think obviously he's just stopped the game and given out lectures at this point, but it won't be long before the yellow cards start coming out.
Well, as I say, the referees in this tournament have clearly been told to reduce the yellow cards. Referees that we're used to seeing in UEFA games have been letting things go that normally they wouldn't. Ironically, actually, it was when the English refs got involved, they started to hand out cards like confetti. But generally speaking, I think that it's not a bad thing that the referees are allowing the games to flow, but it is getting to the stage where in certain games blatant fouls are being let go and blatant bookings are being let go as well. But on this occasion, referee managing to defuse the situation. Argentina now playing up from the back here with Enzo Fernandez. A ball out towards the right-hand side. Just about keeping his balance there was Messi.
Is that his first touch in a game?
I think it might well be his first. He certainly hasn't been on the ball.
I mean, that's great for England. At 12 and a half minutes into the game, Lionel Messi just had his first touch and nearly fell over as he got it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what England have been saying. Thomas Tuchel was asked a number of times over the last few days, how do you keep Messi quiet? And he says, we'll just try and restrict the service that he gets, we'll just restrict any of the ball that he would normally get. And that's what England are trying to do. And it's forced Messi a little bit further wide. He's on the ball now, and he's trying to get a pass down the left-hand side, and it's a good ball, but there is an offside. Giuliano Simeone just going a little bit too early.
Yeah, he did. Fullbacks did well as well, particularly Jed Spence, as he didn't get tempted by the run. He just held his line in line with the other members of the back four. We've just seen Jordan Pickford give Giuliano Simeone a playful shove there as he tried to get the ball back off him to take a quick free kick.
Yeah, I must say, with all the US fans that are going to be watching this World Cup, when they're used to things like ice hockey and NFL, where huge players wearing loads of padding smash into each other and they don't even fall over, and here players that are literally just being tapped on the shoulder and they're hitting the deck as if they've just received a haymaker. It's obviously it's all part of the posturing in football to try and get a bit of refereeing advantage, but to the untrained eye, it must look very silly as well.
Yeah. I think that's a good run again here by Gordon.
Yes, great run from Gordon after a nice turn from Jed Spence, and Gordon's away down the left-hand side towards the penalty area. He's dropping his shoulder. He wants it on the right foot. He's taking too many touches. There was a very brief window at the edge of the box where he could have gone for goal, but by the time he took another touch, there were too many Argentina players around him, and now Argentina on the counter with McAllister down the right-hand side, finding Simeone. He then lifts the ball towards Alvarez. Reece James gets there, but he chests it down and just leaves it for Alvarez. Still a chance here for Argentina as the cross comes in from Enzo Fernandez. It's over the head of Messi, but it will still be kept alive here on the left-hand side by Tagliafico. So still half a chance here for Argentina, although Tagliafico's pass goes back, and so does Paredes. So now they're back closer to the halfway line. But Reece James just served the ball up there to Alvarez.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he didn't get a shout or whether he just was in two minds, but as he brought the ball down, Alvarez just picked his pocket and kept the attack going for Argentina. Then a cross came in from the right, not a good cross. So England have been able to get back in a defensive block now. But we saw moments before when Gordon was raiding, like you said, he just took one too many touches, or maybe two too many touches, and there was a window there to get the ball into a more dangerous area. Jed Spence started that attack again, and he's had a very strong start to the game.
He's had a strong start to the game. He's had a very good tournament, Jed Spence, sort of defying expectations, really. Certainly a lot of pundits and the footballing public in England perhaps having their doubts as to how useful Jed Spence might be, but he's proved to be excellent on that left-hand side. As Argentina in possession, it was Gay's header out after a ball into the box. Argentina took a short throw, and now they've lost the ball. Half a chance here for England, but that's a heavy touch there, putting too much on that one there, Jude Bellingham. And it may well be that he's just been a little bit rattled by the start of this game.
Yeah, good tackle by Paredes, but as you say, it was a poor touch from Jude Bellingham. He expects a bit more. He's gone into a tackle now and won it back from Argentina.
Yeah, Messi hitting the deck. He wanted a free kick. Referee not interested. Gordon now down the left-hand side. He gets brought down, and that will be a free kick to England. Simeone there with the challenge.
No flow to the game, is there? It's foul. I think the biggest flow we had in the game was the first minute where England had possession. Since then, there's been more than a foul a minute.
Well, there has, and I think it's down to the fact that England are seeing a lot of the ball, or they were seeing a lot of the ball early on, and that frustrated Argentina. So they've now tried to turn it into a little bit more of a scrappy game, and it's worked. But it's also meaning that it's more difficult for Argentina to get into their attacking flow when they get possession. So absolutely, as Si said, it has just turned into a little bit of a war of attrition right now, with most of the play in midfield. But England back in possession in midfield now with Anderson. Square to John Stones. Looking up for options here. Stones just short ball in to Reece James. They just play a quick 1-2 and then head back towards the halfway line. Anderson now going square to Mark Gahey. Gahey out wide towards Jed Spence, being blocked here by Simeone. Options here for Spence, just going back towards Gahey. England around 40 yards out from goal at this stage, as Kane, as he likes to do, dropping a long way back, finding James, who's floated into the middle now, and then James into Bellingham, back to Reece James again. He just gets there ahead of Simeone, finding Jed Spence on the left-hand side. A quick nutmeg from Spence. He breaks into the box. Enzo Fernandez then gets his body in the way. Fernandez wants a goal kick. I'm not sure, has that been given as a goal kick?
Yeah.
I think it might have been.
Yeah, it was an important bit of covering there from Fernandez, because Jed Spence had pulled off a fantastic bit of skill to wriggle his way into the penalty area and was about to either unleash a shot or get a decent cross in there. But again, it's just, I think both England fullbacks have been very positive in these opening 17 minutes.
They certainly have, yeah. And we were saying off air before kickoff which celebrities we expected to see, and neither of us mentioned Mick Jagger, but there he is. Mick Jagger, of course, using all of his contacts and connections.
He was there when Beckham was sent off in Saint-Etienne 1998.
He is, absolutely. He's a big football fan, and of course loves these big occasions, and he'll be hoping that England can get into a bit more of a flow here as Morgan Rogers gets brought down. Harry Kane asking the question. I would have thought that has to be a free kick at least. It may have just been given as a throw. I mean, there's certainly none. Tagliafico doesn't get the ball at all.
No, he's committed to the tackle. He's down on the deck, and Rogers goes over him, but somehow we only got a throw in there.
Only a throw in. England have gone a long way back with it now, but they've moved over towards the left-hand side. Gordon into Bellingham, now back towards Mark Gahey. Spence is waiting on that left-hand side. Bellingham had gone on an early run. He was hoping for a through ball that never came. So England have gone all the way back towards the halfway line now. Gahey going square to Stones. James dropping a bit deeper now on the right-hand side. Finding Rodgers into Rice, who does well to turn away from Tagliafico. Finding Rodgers, who just has too many Argentina players around him, and eventually the ball just deflects out. It will be a throw to England on the right-hand side. And Rice, almost like an ironic cheer there when the referee gave England that throw. But Elliot Anderson going back towards Gahey again. This is a lot of England possession, but with not too much progress. Argentina doing well to marshal the edge of their box. But now Kane spotting a good pass down the right-hand side. And there's an overlap here. James's ball after the pass from Rodgers. But it's just too close to Emi Martinez. And there was never an England shirt close enough to it.
Yeah, it just got a little bit tight there, didn't it? Good pass, good timing of the run from James. And the release of the pass from Rodgers was excellent as well. But then he kind of rushed the cross and didn't put it into the right area. You need to pull that one back, really. And it was just fizzed across the 6-yard box where Martinez was waiting.
Yes, a short ball out here from Emi Martinez, putting Lisandro Martinez under pressure, but he does well, getting away from 2 England players. And it's Messi now just at the edge of the centre circle. He shows too much of that to Elliot Anderson, who puts in a clearance. It wasn't a pass. It's just going to stay in play here for Argentina down the right-hand side. Camera focusing on Messi. I mean, we can be happy that England have kept Messi so quiet for so long, but he only needs a moment to do something out of nothing. So it's certainly not job done by any stretch. It's a good job so far. But here come Argentina now down the left-hand side, and here is Alvarez working towards the edge of the area on the left. He's got 4 options inside the box. The cross going all the way over towards the right-hand side is chested down by Messi, trying to find. It was actually Simeone and Fernandes who got furthest forward. Ball back into the box. It's Messi's header, but that header was from an offside position, and England have a free kick just at the edge of their 6-yard box.
Yeah, great tracking back from Anderson again there. He spotted the danger, went with his man and cleared the ball, and then from that second phase Messi was offside. But yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about, shutting Messi down, and that being obviously a great start from England in that regard. They can't afford to just totally focus on him though, because there are some other danger men, quite a few other danger men in the Argentina side. I think Giuliano Simeone's had a poor start to the game. He's not in the game at all, but he's another player who he's got that pace, he's got that drive. If he was to get a one-on-one, he could easily do some damage to England.
He does, and of course there is that family connection. His dad's got a bit of previous with England at World Cups, of course, in France '98. So I'm sure that Giuliano would like to make his own story against England as well. As Morgan Rodgers just a little bit frustrated there. Tagliafico getting his body in the way, as Rodgers was trying to chase what was pretty much going to be a lost cause, and he was always going to get through to Martinez. But Messi does well just to hold the ball up and find support down the right-hand side in the form of Molina. And then back in towards Enzo Fernandez. Now it's with Paredes. This is all inside the England half, but still a long way from Jordan Pickford's penalty area at this stage. Walking football here from Leandro Paredes. Thought about an early pass to Molina down the right-hand side, but he prefers to just hold it up. Then he goes over towards the left, and it's a good ball as well. Alvarez dropped a little bit deeper. Passed into the penalty area, is charged down by Reece James, out for a throw to Argentina.
Yeah, when they're attacking Argentina, Giuliano Simeone's taking up quite central positions, occupying the centre-backs, and that allows Alvarez to peel out to the left-hand side, and then he gets it, and he wants to come in on his right foot and try and reproduce that brilliant curler, which effectively won the quarter-final against Switzerland. So that was his first, or I think maybe his second attempt to try and do that there, and it's all down to how the other players manoeuvre themselves to create space for him out wide.
No, absolutely, and so we may even have to have a bit of a break in play now, because Alexis McAllister's complaining that he was brought down. I mean, I don't think the referee was going to give a free kick for Argentina, but Argentina stopped play, and then our referee, Mr. Elfaf, decided there was a bit of a foul there on him.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham's foot went over the top of him, but it was a skim. I think
accidentally on purpose, or just accidentally?
I think it's hard to say, isn't it? But no, I think
we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
He was trying to win the ball, but what he didn't do is put any force down on the top of McAllister's foot. So there was no chance of that ever being given a yellow card by a VAR or something like that.
Referee in the end just quite happy to give the free kick, which Argentina have taken short. Messi down the right hand side, finding Simeone, who's working his way into the penalty area, and he's trying to get a cross in. Jed Spence gets his body in the way, and we are going to have a corner kick to Argentina, their first of the evening. We can see there is looks like it's Sergio Aguero, even though it said Lavezzi in front of him, so they've not quite labelled the players who have
sat in the wrong seat.
Yeah, he is in the wrong seat, or the little graphic there was in the wrong spot. But now just Simeone getting into Jordan Pickford's face. Doesn't take much to wind up Jordan Pickford, in all fairness, but Simeone just trying to wind up the goalkeeper. Referee is just telling both players to be careful. All of this, of course, is delaying the drinks break. We should have had the hydration break. Now we're at 24 minutes, but it's, as soon as we do go to the drinks break, I'll hand over to Si. We'll just see out this corner. This is likely to be the last action.
Argentina have scored the most goals from corners in this World Cup.
Well, here comes the cross from Messi. It's not a bad one at all. There's a foul at the back post, just as Pickford was slightly losing sight of the ball there. I don't think he's going to have time to take this free kick. He was actually asking the referee there whether we are going to have a drinks break. Entirely sure where the foul was. They're actually looking at that replay. But yeah, we have got the hydration break now. 24 minutes on the clock. England 0, Argentina 0. Is any manager going to be happier than the other one?
I mean, I think depending on your depending on what you told the team before, if you're Thomas Tuchel and you've said to the team, let's stop Messi, job done. 24 minutes gone, he's had no impact in the game. He looks like he's a complete passenger. So there is that, but England haven't really created too much. They've got round the back a couple of times with Reece James on one side, with Jed Spence almost getting in on the left-hand side. There was a nice moment for Anthony Gordon. No yellow cards yet. A lot of scrappy play. You just hope, from a neutral's point of view, that the game does settle down into a more of a natural rhythm rather than the stop-start we've had. But I think of the two coaches, both will take positives from this. It's still 0-0. There's a lot to play for.
Still 0-0, and it's a proper 0-0 with not a single effort on goal of any description. So both sides with 0.00 XG. No shots, obviously no shots on target. One corner kick each, and a couple of crosses for each goalkeeper to have to deal with. So it has been scant in terms of anything in front of goal. But that just means that both managers have now had a chance to examine their opposition and perhaps try and work out a way to get through all of this. Messi there getting some last pointers there as well. He has been very quiet, but as I say, you can only celebrate that once it gets to the 94th minute, because Messi only needs a moment to turn the game in any case. But for the time being, we are coming towards the end of the drinks break. It is goalless between England and Argentina from Atlanta, and it will be Si to take us through to half-time.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Messi's heat map would look like for that first 26 minutes. Probably similar to Erling Haaland's from the quarter-final. He was very static, wasn't he? Very becalmed at times, and kind of peripheral figure in that last 8 game.
He was, but
he was probably ill as well.
I think he was, but then saying that, if Sorloth just rolled the ball 3 yards to him, we could have been talking about a different semi-final altogether this evening.
Yeah, we haven't had any moments like that in transition where teams have been opened up, but it took till beyond the first hydration break in the quarterfinal, didn't it?
I think it was 38 minutes, I think, when Norway took the lead in that game. So yeah, we've still got time before that, as England getting their final pointers, looking at the iPad for the final time, and there's a nice aerial shot. It really is a fantastic arena, isn't it?
Well, both coaches have delivered quite forceful speeches there, by the look of things. We saw shots of Lionel Scaloni. He was really passionate, and he was delivering his tactical talk there to his players, and we've seen Thomas Tuchel match that and more in his last few words to the players as well. Perhaps something he perhaps regretted not doing against Norway was getting the players properly G'd up for the restart of the game after the hydration break, because England suffered in that sort of second quarter of the game in Miami. We'll see if there is a different outcome now, as Jordan Pickford is about to take this free kick from inside his box, and he plays it out to Gahey. There's a bit of a press here from Alvarez as Pickford waits and then plays the left-footed pass into midfield. It's a risky ball, and it's been given away, although Elliot Anderson tries to help out. Now Messi feeds it to Alvarez and then back to Messi, and it's off his shins and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's almost like Messi wasn't expecting that pass from Alvarez as quickly as he got it. And uncharacteristic heavy touch there from the Argentina captain.
England take the goal kick this time, and again they're trying to bait that press before Pickford hits it long in the direction of Harry Kane. In fact, no, it's Morgan Rogers who's challenging with Tagliafico. Then second ball won by Reece James. Rogers goes down under a challenge, and he's won his team a free kick, which Alexi McAllister is not too happy about, or No, the referee was pointing for what appeared to be a free kick, and then it's gone the other way for a throw into Argentina. So now Tuchel is giving the fourth official.
That was a throw to England, as far as I'm concerned. And to me, I thought the referee was initially signalling that, and suddenly Argentina took the throw, and it's almost like the referee said, "We'll play on," and that's why I think Thomas Tuchel was absolutely furious.
Ball's back with the Aston Villa keeper Martinez, who's just outside his box at the moment, ball at his feet. No press from England here. Kane centre, Bellingham left and Rodgers right. Gordon has retreated into a deeper role as Argentina play it out now via Romero. He knocks it back to his goalkeeper. England again not looking to press at this point. So a bit of a stalemate as Argentina just happy to keep the ball at feet. Now Martinez hits it long down the centre of the pitch, looking for the run of Martinez, of Simeone, headed away by Spence. Comes back here to Molina, looking for a 1-2 with the Atletico Madrid winger, but he's lost that. Poor first touch, and it goes out for an England throw. No complaints on this occasion from Argentina as England restart from square one with Elliot Anderson. Made a transfer to Manchester City during this tournament. Long ball forward from Kane. It's a good one as well to release James down the right hand side. Good challenge comes in from Tagliafico to knock it out for another throw. This one's only 5 yards away from the Argentine byline though. James has gone back to take it into a deeper position to find John Stones. Stones in his second World Cup semi-final, played in 2018 against Croatia. As the ball's switched between Bellingham and Gordon. Gordon now feels the contact, and Simeone gets the body in the way, wins the foul from Gordon after tenacious play. Tries to take a quick free kick to Alvarez, and he shrugs off Kane. Finds McCarthy. No width here for Argentina. They've had to go back because it was all very congested in the middle and nobody was offering out wide. So they try again with the goalkeeper. Lisandro Martinez now. Into the feet of Enzo Fernandez. First time pass from Tagliafico. Alvarez gives it in back. Now Paredes. Good spell of possession. Quick 5-10 yard passes from Argentina. They've got themselves out of a tight area now. It's Paredes striding through midfield, linking up with Messi. He's the man they want on the ball. Little teased left foot ball out to the left hand side for Tagliafico. England file back. Argentina are pushing into England's half now. Run from Molina. It's been pinged out towards him, but it's much too much on that pass from Paredes, and it goes straight behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's overhit, and in the end, a bit of a shame from Argentina's point of view. They spent a long time working on that possession, probably 25-30 passes, to just send a long ball over the top to no one in particular.
Yeah. Fabio Capello, former England coach, is spotted in the crowd. In the posh seats, I think, as now Pickford kicks long again. Up towards Gordon. Volleyed clear by Molina. Brought down by Romero, but Bellingham's got away from him. Bellingham strong on the ball, leaves Simeone for dead, keeps on going here, driving into the penalty area, goes past the next man, finds Rodgers on the edge, but the referee's given the free kick. I'm not sure England wanted it on that occasion, because Rodgers had it on the edge of the penalty area, but the referee had already blown.
Yeah, that's exactly what Kane and Gordon are telling the referee immediately. We can see Bellingham definitely is brought down there. It is a free kick, but maybe the referee could have just waited another second before he gave that free kick for England. And yes, a slightly sarcastic applause there from Thomas Tuchel for the referee, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand Thomas Tuchel's point of view, but he's not going to win many friends with the American officiating team by doing that. So free kick out on the left hand side. Declan Rice looks the favourite to take it, but Reece James is there as well. It's probably at the limit of anyone having a shot, maybe 30 yards out. Martinez has lined up a wall, so he's a bit concerned that this might be struck with some force by an England player. I would think Declan Rice is the overwhelming favourite, and he certainly is now because Reece James has moved away. 32 minutes gone in Atlanta. England free kick on the left hand side. Rice to take it. Just composing himself here. One arm raised. Crosses it in towards the centre of the penalty area. It's towards the back post. John Stones with the header has headed it down and wide.
Yeah, he couldn't quite get close enough to the ball there, Stones. He was still, the ball was aimed at him, or certainly he was able to get under the flight of it, but just couldn't quite get the direction he wanted. There was enough of an obstruction, a legal obstruction, of course, there from Lisandro Martinez just to stop him really getting a full jump to that one.
Yeah, I think had it gone in, there might have been a VAR check for a push by Morgan Rodgers on another Argentinian player way back towards the edge of the penalty area, but got to be very careful that you don't chalk off a teammate's goal by your own blocking assignment, and I think he probably would have done there, Rodgers, as the ball's booted up in the air, and it's a bit of a tussle between Simeone and Spence. Gay helps him out. Gay wins a free kick now from Simeone, who's made about 5 fouls already, and is yet to be censured by the referee. Free kick to England inside their half, and now the referee is making an obvious lecture gesture at Giuliano Simeone.
33.5 minutes. How do we assess the referee so far? I mean, it's not been made easy for him because there is a bit of physicality from both sides. But I mean, do you think he should have carded players by now, or is he doing the right thing just to try and manage it?
I can see why he's doing what he's doing, but I think you've got to. You just got to referee the game in a fair fashion, and to have no yellow cards for an Argentina team who've committed twice as many fouls as the England team. In fact, it may even be more than that. You've got the stats there. What is it? Yeah, absolutely.
The fouls in the game, so it actually is levelling off now at 6-8 in favour of Argentina.
Okay. Long ball forward from Pickford. Out towards Spence. Spence's first time ball reaches Gordon. Gordon trying to turn inside the penalty area, but Martinez covered well and clears. But it's a clearance to go straight to Reece James. England on the attack again. Lifted cross into the penalty area, just beyond Bellingham. And so Simeone should clear this one, but he's been dispossessed briefly there by Spence. Spence all over him like a rash, and Simeone can't get out of this tight cul-de-sac. And Spence has won it back. Simeone in all kinds of trouble as he gets a bit of help now from a teammate who clears down the line, but only as far as Bellingham. Finds Gordon again. Promising for England here. Edge of the Argentinian penalty area. Bellingham in a tight area. He goes down, wins a free kick on the left.
Yeah, that's a mess for Argentina there. And that all starts with Simeone just trying to do a little bit too much. But it's that man again, Jed Spence. He really is up for it this evening, and he's winning balls back for England there. And in the end, it was a clumsy challenge there from Molina.
Yeah, Molina just put his foot on the back of Bellingham's leg coming in from behind, and he didn't need any other invitation to go down to his knees.
Well, he didn't, but I like the fact that replay there, as Molina was whistled for that free kick. The first thing he did is he gave proper dagger look towards Simeone, because Simeone's the one that should have been dealing with that a little bit earlier anyway.
Yeah, Simeone is a little bit of the sort of, out of the clique, if you like, because he wasn't part of that 2022 World Cup winning squad in Qatar, and so many of the team just holdovers from that World Cup winning side. Maybe a little bit out of the loop with some things. Here's the free kick then taken by James this time. Curled into the near post, punched away by Martinez, and then Elliot Anderson heads it back in the air. It's still not clear by Argentina. Will be now, as it's headed clear by Alvarez. But England kept it alive. Won a couple of headers in the Argentina box as Rice knocks it forward again. Poor Barlow goes straight to Alvarez, and now he finds Messi. But Jed Spence trying to get across and cover him. Jed Spence does really well, gets a foot in, and then Harry Kane gets a tackle in as well, but Messi rides that tackle and comes again, driving forward. He goes down in a sandwich of players and wins a free kick as the Argentinians crowd the referee.
Yes, they do, yeah. They want a card here for the foul on their captain, and the referee agrees. We are going to see our first booking of the evening, and a whole plethora of Argentina players now trying to get in the face of Elliot Anderson as well.
Yeah, it will be a yellow card for the England midfielder, but the Argentinian players' reaction to when Messi was sandwiched there and went down was, clearly intended to make sure he got his just desserts. I think it probably was a yellow card, but I think we could have had 3 already, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think this referee has allowed a few challenges that probably should have been bookings. Anderson is the first player in the book. It has taken 37 minutes. And the Argentina players, they're still complaining to the referee about something. Not really sure whether or not they feel as though... I mean, the challenge from Anderson is a strong one, but I don't think it was ever going to be... I'll tell you what, that foot is raised, but I don't think it's ever going to be a red, that, is it?
Yeah, it looked worse for Anderson because he got a shove from Jed Spence. This is Messi. He got a shove from Jed Spence in his back as he was coming at Anderson, so he came at him a lot quicker than Anderson was probably expecting. And Anderson tried to pull out the tackle, but he was already committed. Anyway, free kick to Argentina with 8 minutes plus stoppage time to go in the first half of a goalless semi-final. Argentina haven't really tested Jordan Pickford yet. England haven't tested Martinez, but they have had a header wide from John Stones. It's Argentina with a free kick, and Messi to take about 40 yards out. This one's played sideways to Paredes, and he goes back to Messi. England holding a line, edge of the penalty area. Messi now moving towards his box, unleashes a shot straight at Kane. Comes back now for Fernandes to strike, and it's not far away from the Chelsea man. A dipping effort that went just over the bar.
Well, he's screaming that he wants a corner kick. shouting touch towards the referee, that he thought that there was some kind of deflection. No, there wasn't, but it's a really good strike. He does put his foot through the ball. I mean, it would have been an absolute classic of a World Cup goal if that had hit the top corner, but it was just over the bar.
England building from the back stones, knocks it to Rice. Rice to Pickford, press on here from Alvarez. Pickford took a slightly dodgy first touch, but now clears with his left foot up towards Gordon. Won back by Molina. Molina again claiming that Gordon was sticking his boot in there, but the referee waved it away. Argentina back in possession near the halfway line. Good period of the game this for the reigning champions, as Paredes knocks it back to Romero. Romero still of Tottenham, although I think there's plenty who believe he won't be a Tottenham player when the new Premier League season starts. And now Paredes again, just between the two centre-backs. He's forced back by England's pressure. The closeness of Harry Kane to him there on that occasion. Back to Martinez it goes. He's waiting for a press that won't come from England. So again, we've just got this slight stalemate in the game. Now he kicks long, looking for the flick on here, but it's won by Gay. And now Spence rises, but he's beaten by Simeone. Anderson wins the next header, and then Kane's beaten by Paredes. Anderson lets this one bounce. It's nodded on by Simeone to Messi. Messi back to McAllister. There's a run from Molina, but Rice was there to sweep up, and he gets a good left-footed clearance into the stands to clear the pressure.
Yeah, decent clearance this from Declan Rice. Gets a lot of distance on it, out for a throw to Argentina, but now it's England just getting bogged down inside their own half for a couple of minutes.
Game at walking pace again as Paredes strolls into England territory, knocks it sideways to Fernandes. Now Romero moves it across to Lisandro Martinez. Martinez carries it forward into England territory again. Nobody applying any pressure. Martinez slides it into the feet of Tagliafico. Back it goes to Alvarez. Argentina getting increasingly comfortable in this game now. England happy just to sit back and soak it up as Messi gets on the ball. 35 yards out. Two England players around him. He threads it through to Julian Alvarez. Now a tidy ball to Lisandro Martinez, and he gets it back again. Argentina weaving some pretty patterns around the England low block at the moment, but not penetrating the box as it goes wide to Simeone. He's got an overlap. He ignores that, goes back to Enzo Fernandez. Argentina enjoying this spell of possession. Messi just strolling around trying to find half a yard of space. He's got it now. Bellingham comes to him. Still Messi. Played wide to Simeone. Now Fernandez again. Fernandez telling Simeone where to go. Now Messi trying to play it short, but it's intercepted by Rice. England will try and break in transition now. Good feet from Morgan Rogers. Rogers gets away from Martinez. Martinez trying to get a tackle in, and he's done pretty well. Although the yellow card is out already for the Manchester United man, so it's one yellow card apiece now. He was holding on to Morgan Rogers by the shirt, and the referee's just signalled that.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't really do anything else there, the referee. It was literally in front of him. It was a couple of yards in front. We're getting the confirmation of that now through ref cam, and there wasn't even the slightest attempt to get the ball off Morgan Rogers. It was just a straight yellow card that the referee knew he had to give Martinez. He's frustrated by it, but he's probably more frustrated that he got himself into that situation. He can't be surprised that he got booked.
Oh, he should complain to Messi because it was an awful pass and it left his team in trouble.
No, it did. I mean, from that point, once he was in that position, he had to take one for the team, but he certainly would have preferred to have done it a different way. England now on the charge down the left-hand side.
Yeah, with Spence and Bellingham. Quiet 41 minutes really for Jude Bellingham. He won one free kick. He's been well shackled by the Argentina midfield so far, as now Rogers can't get past Tagliafico, and Argentina win it back. Played into Fernandez, who gets it on the right foot and teases it wide now to the full-back Molina. Nahuel Molina back into Enzo Fernandez. There's movement up front, but he goes short into Messi's feet. Just a 5-yard sideways pass. Messi weaves his way past Anderson. Anderson tackles back well though, and then he's brought down by Fernandez and wins a free kick for England.
Yeah, which has been taken quickly by Anderson. England tried to keep something moving here with Bellingham.
Yeah, Bellingham's ghosted past Guti Romero, but Romero's got back with a good tackle. Really good tackle out on the Real Madrid man. And Romero plays it back now to Molina. Back inside the penalty area to the goalkeeper. Press here from Kane and Rogers. But they've played round it nicely via Martinez and Tagliafico. He feints to pass, then plays it into the feet of Julian Alvarez. They've done really well there, Argentina, to just get round England's pressure. approaching half-time in Atlanta, where it's still goalless in this World Cup semi-final. Winner to play Spain on Sunday in New York, New Jersey. That's a good ball down the channel for Giuliano Simeone. He's in England territory, but Mark Gay does really well. Not only does he win the throw-in, but he sends Simeone to his feet there with a nice tackle to play off his shins.
Yeah, good work there from Gay. I think it's been a difficult half in terms of any sort of attacking quality, but when the Argentina defence has been tested, they've stood up to it and dealt with the England pressure, and now England are doing the same with Argentina. So I think from that point of view, the managers can be happy, but what they'll be thinking about is how do you actually unlock the opposition's defence, because so far there's been virtually none of that at all.
Yep, England go back via Gay to Pickford. Pickford takes his time and slips it to Stones. Stones carries it forward, no pressure on him, so he can bring it forward another 20 yards here, and that's exactly what he's been told to do. Goes back to Anderson now. Spence has got his arms spread wide, wants it out on the left hand side. He's got his head up, he's beckoning for somebody to come short. Now he plays it over the top for the channel run of Bellingham. Bellingham was well tracked though by Martinez, who hoiks it clear out for an England throw.
Yeah, Spence to take the England throw. We've got around 45 seconds before we hit injury time. I mean, there's probably been a couple of minutes lost during the game, plus the drinks break, so I'm expecting about 5 minutes to be added.
Oh, lovely switch of play, almost a lovely switch of play from Anderson out to Reece James on the right-hand side, but it just had a bit too much on it, and the ball goes out for a throw-in to Argentina. To be taken by Tagliafico. He's in no hurry to take it. Now he picks the ball up off its plinth and is launching it down the line in the direction of Fernandes. Won back by England. Now Bellingham, edge of the box, goes down. Not much contact there, and the referee says play on. Argentina bring it clear. Molina to his teammate there, Paredes. Paredes, as the referee signals 3 additional minutes at the end of the first half. Good challenge comes in from Anderson, wins it back for England. Now Kane has it edge of the box. He can't find Bellingham. It's scrappy around the edge of the Argentine penalty area, but England have it back now. Well won again by Anderson, who's been excellent in this first half. Now here's Rice. Rice was suffering from a bug during that Norway game. Really struggled, came off at half-time, but I don't think he'll be coming off at half-time in this one. Just 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to play, with Gay on the ball, carrying it forward to find that low block of Argentina. Now Kane turns, sends it sideways to Rice, wide again to James. James challenged by McAllister, holds it up, knocks it back. It was a risky ball, and Alvarez almost pinched it away from Rice, but it's gone off the Atletico Madrid man for a throw into England. Now we got 2 balls on the pitch.
We did, and Alvarez could have just easily put that ball out for a throw, but obviously that would help England take their throw.
I wonder how that second ball got onto the pitch there as England were trying to take a quick throw.
Well, it was right next to the Argentina bench, in case, as I say. So I mean, it is what it is. You know, they're trying to slow England down, but now we're moving forward down the right hand side.
Yeah, with Reece James back to Rice into Rodgers' feet. Rodgers had a positive first start in this World Cup. No, is it his first start, or has he played one of the group games? I can't remember now. But he has been good, and he's got it out on the right again. Just wants somebody to come short for him. He has to go back to James. Now back to Stones. Stones is forced back though by Messi's mere presence, and Pickford's a long way out of goal, but he plays it forward to Anderson now inside the centre circle. Argentina, everybody behind the ball. Through ball from Anderson's a good one, but then Bellingham falls down. He was offside anyway. He knew he was offside, I think, which is why he didn't react too histrionically to the slip.
No, as I say, he would have been a bit disappointed he wasn't watching the line there. Yeah, it's been a tough half, I think, but both managers, I think, would have seen enough in this first half to give them some ideas in terms of trying to unlock the opposition's defence. I think from England's point of view, there just needs to be a little bit more pace about what they're doing.
Thomas Tuchel is scribbling notes as we play out the final minute of stoppage time. Tagliafico goes back to Martinez. He now finds support in midfield via Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez gets on the ball. Was he shoved from behind by Bellingham? Referee disagrees. England have the ball. Fernandez again is complaining. He's out of position as well. Can England profit? Good ball from Kane. It was cut out by Tagliafico, who tightened up that defensive line. And now there's a 50-50 there with a high boot from Paredes, which the referee has given a free kick to England for, in front of the benches.
Yes, and once again the Argentina bench up in arms when that free kick was given, even though Paredes did pretty much what Mark Gahey did earlier in the half, and Gahey had a free kick given against him for exactly the same thing.
Yeah, referee's been consistent. This is Ismail El Faf. England on the attack down the left-hand side now through Spence. Could be the last attack of the first half. Gordon has it now, at his feet. Taking on Simeone. Wriggles away from him, gets a cross in towards the nipple. Deflected cross that's gone behind for a corner. And the question is, will there be enough time to take it? And I think the answer is going to be no. So it's half-time in Atlanta in this World Cup semi-final. And it's deadlocked. Argentina 0, England 0.